everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Behan Code with me, Filoni Karani, your Chief Behan. And with me today is my darling friend, Ritika Modi. Now, who is Ritika Modi, you may think? We studied in MBA together, and she's the one whose story I put out on my Instagram stories, and I asked you all to send me questions. I was surprised by the number of responses that I got. Some of you said y'all are looking forward to this. Some of you sent your questions. Some of you asked me more about her, and so I was like, I have to have her on the show, and that too ASAP. So welcome on the show, Ritika. Hi.
Hi, Filoni. Thank you so much for such a nice introduction. But I was hoping you would tell them one of my stories, one of our old encounters. I think through the first 6 months of MBA, we never even spoke. No?
Yeah, we never
Not so
spoke.
much.
So I did not say anything more
No.
because I wanted your face to come on the screen, because imagine I'm just continuously talking and they haven't even seen you, right? So they're not able to connect. But
Yeah.
once they see your face, they are
Okay.
able to connect better. So the thing about Ritika is
Yeah.
that me and Ritika were together in our MBA course, and for the I think good 6 months we never spoke, and
Yeah.
it was very sudden that one day Ritika walked in the class and we were just generally having this conversation. And she asked me, would you want some help to lose weight? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And all I knew about Ritika at that point was that, yeah, she's into fitness. She goes to gym every day. And, she's going to be a
Huh.
trainer. And you know what? Somebody is offering me free help to lose weight. So why not? Like, I've tried a million diets in my life and nothing has worked. But the good part is that I still don't give up hope. So I was expecting that, yeah, Ritika can help me this time around. So that's how we started talking, right?
Right. I was actually talking to you about my page. No, I was trying to get some advice from you
Right.
because I was all, you were the only one in class who I'd actually, relate with when it came to communication.
Right.
Not maybe exactly what you talk,
Right.
but you have the right kind of emotive. So because of that only, I got so drawn to you. So
Right.
I had to ask you about my page, and
Right.
I sought advice, and you told me that you would be willing to help me with
Yes.
the before after or a testimonial story or
Right.
something, if it
Right.
really works
Yes.
on me.
Yes. Yes. So how it
So
all
it was like a
started.
very
Right. So how it all started for us was that we worked on a project together when it came to the digital marketing module, and you helped me build creatives for my podcast, which was
pod.
named Snack Size
Yes,
Story. So that's when we got really close,
yeah,
all
it was
of
that.
us, because
Yeah, it
we
was
were
a
also
breakthrough point for
invested.
us, I think.
Yes. So that's how we got talking, and I knew that I wanted to return the favor because that module went amazingly well. I think we all topped the class, and it
Yes.
was, you know,
Yeah.
above all of that, it was so much fun, right? So I really wanted to pay all of you guys back, honestly. So then when in the next marketing research module, you mentioned that you would want to do marketing research about your project, I was like, I was all in. And
Right.
until that point, I had no idea of how obese Ritika was earlier. So I'll put up a photo on the screen right now, and there is literally one Ritika that I cannot imagine is her, because I have never seen her that way. And now there is this Ritika who is just so perfect. Like, Ritika, from you were like 140 kilos, and now what are you? Half of that?
I yeah, I fluctuate between 70 to 75, but
Yeah.
it's
So
okay.
almost half of that, right? So
Yeah.
how was that, Ritika? Tell me about her. I know you, and we will come to you, but I want to know more about that Ritika. I'll put up a photo. I want to know this Ritika, the one who has really chubby
So
cheeks, the one who loves ice cream and food. Tell me more about her.
So I'll tell you, this is going to be very interesting. So that Ritika, she okay. So I'll tell you, the first thing is that she died when she was 17 years old. Okay,
Okay.
so everything you can imagine a 17-year-old would be like. 16, 17-year-old kid. I was everything. I was exactly how I am right now. I was friendly with everyone. I was good to everyone. People were good to me. I was loved everywhere I went. And I barely used to fight with people. That was my personality. Okay. When it came to food and my lifestyle and my habits, so the reason for my obesity is not, it wasn't because I was a foodie or something. It was just because I had an abnormally large appetite. And I used to get so hungry that I had to eat a huge platter. I had to eat a lot to, really like satisfy
Right.
myself. And and if I tried to control my portion size, it wouldn't work.
Right.
Nothing worked. Science
Right.
totally failed when it, all these things. I would not get motivated. I would not, even trying to talk me into living a better lifestyle in the sense that don't be so sedentary, eat less. Nothing worked on me. There was something very, very wrong with my appetite. It was huge. If you'd give me salad also, I'd eat it, but I would eat an enormous quantity.
Right.
And I used to get hungry very frequently.
Okay.
And to top it all, my lifestyle was very sedentary. Why was it sedentary? Because of my weight, which kept increasing since childhood, since I was 2 3 years old. A 2 3 year old kid, if a 2 3 year old kid is fat, they are not really identified as a fat
Right.
kid. Just like
Right.
cute chubby kid who will
Right.
eventually get in shape later. Okay, no
Right.
one cares about all that then.
Right.
But with age, I kept growing and it became very worrisome for my parents.
Right.
And my lifestyle was anyway very sedentary. I wouldn't move. I used to ask my parents to like pick me up whenever there were stairs, and I used to do that till I was good 4 years old.
Oh.
And so another blame on my parents. I was really pampered and they did everything for me. My mom tells me now that तुझे उठा उठा के मेरी कमर आज तक दुखती है.
Oh
So
no.
that's how I was very lazy. I played no sports. I didn't do anything, but I used to have these hunger pangs. I used to get so hungry. I had to eat, and I never realized it that till I was very old, and I became 140 kg when I was 16, 17 years old. In school only, I used to stand. You know, I was like, people used to really feel so sad looking at me. "Ye kya hoga is ladki ka? She's so bright, she's so sweet, she's so nice, this, that, everything. But she can't do anything because she's so fat." I had special permission to use the lift in school. My dad used to write a letter to the supervisor, and every year to get to class, I would use the lift, which was otherwise allowed only to teachers.
Okay.
So
Wow.
this was that, Ritika. No
Backstory.
sports, no childhood, nothing.
Wow.
Only food and only fun, I guess. And lots
Wow.
of pampering from parents.
Wow.
And I never cared about my weight till then. I really never cared about my weight.
So then, what was the point where you realized that, you know what, now I've got to stop this. Now I'm 140 kilos and now I need to pull down. So for some of us, it's the fact that you need to get fit. Like I've reached a point where I'm 30 years old now. I know that I'm going to be on my own for most part of my life. That's the choice I make. And if that is what is uh, that I'm choosing, I also need
Hmm.
to choose good health for myself, because if I'm on my
Right.
own, I know that I may not have people around me who will take me to the hospital if I need to go. So then my only option is getting fit, right? So that was a
Exactly.
very strong turning point, in my life. I never imagined that turning 30 would change me this much. you know Never
Yeah.
in my life I have taken my health more seriously, touch wood, and I'm just so happy and
Same.
proud that thanks to you and thanks to this realization, I have taken my health more seriously. What was that turning point for you?
So the turning point was, I had already lost good enough weight before the turning point because of my father and his efforts. He had taken me to a lot of doctors, and I was undergoing treatment for my borderline thyroid also, which happened because of obesity. I was also morbidly obese, which means I was for sure going to get diabetes in the future. And my sugar levels were pretty like high only for a 16, 17-year-old kid. I mean, normally our age people are supposed to have about 80, 90 blood sugar. Used to have normally about 120.
Wow.
So the doc was like, such a young kid can't have such high sugar levels. So he started working on my weight and my thyroid, while he also asked me to consult a gynac because I had PCOD and I had a cyst which was as big as a 1 liter balloon.
My God.
And normally these cysts go away like through the cycle, but a 1 liter, it was filled with this fluid, and we didn't know whether it was tumorous or not. Like it was cancerous or not, actually.
Right, I understand.
So yeah, so I had to go to a gynac. The gynac suggested that these, the painful attacks that I get is because of the cyst, which will not disintegrate naturally. So we have to get it removed. So I had a cystectomy about 17 years of age. The cyst was removed, and then after that, I kind of so going under a knife is a very big thing for anyone.
Right.
Okay, and it changes a person, and
Right.
especially a kid. It
Right. It must
changes
have
you,
been so
and
scary to even contemplate cancer at the age of 16, 17.
yeah. But the doc did tell us that there was nothing wrong with it. But if it would have stayed inside, it would have caused a problem.
Okay.
I was very confident all my life that I'm very fit. I'm fat and all, but I'm very fit and healthy. Because I was, I don't know, somehow I was very sure.
Okay.
And my father was very worried for me because obviously he's my father and he
Right,
loves me.
right,
So,
right.
so we got the cyst removed, and that kind of changed me. I was like, I just went through a surgery. Now let's use this surgery as an excuse to, change the life.
Right.
So after my surgery, I finished my 12th grade, and I went out of Bombay. I went to a hostel. So hostel life changed me more. It spoiled me, but it changed me more. I had to do my chores on my own. I had to live on my own. And that's when I started realizing that now I have minimal responsibility of myself.
Right.
My father's funding me and everything.
Hmm.
But later, I don't know what may happen, and I might have to do more stuff on my own. And with age, the responsibilities are only going to increase.
Right.
And if I'm not physically fit enough to do everything on my own, I might have to live like a handicapped person, dependent on someone all my
Exactly.
life.
Right.
So when I started living alone, I started maturing much faster because I was away from my father and
Right.
under his shelter. I never matured. I was always a kid.
Right.
So the
Always
hostel life
pampered.
changed me.
Right.
Yeah. I was always food, always ready on the table. Want to go out, my brother's always ready to go out. Everything was around me. It was very sorted for me while I was home. But when I
Wow.
was in hostel, curfew, then mess timings, I had a lot of, I had to go by a routine. And that's when
Right.
I realized that it's very important to be disciplined in life. I
Right.
never had a routine for 5, 6 years after that, but
That's,
I
yeah.
realized that you need to be disciplined.
Right. So,
So, so that's when I had the realization that
realization.
let's start now. Enough is enough.
Wow. So, Ritika, then what was it that you did? So I know that I came up to you with this problem that I love ice creams, and I would eat one ice cream a day on an average till I turned 30. It is only now that I'm
Huh.
30 and no, that's not happening. And that too, I've put in a lot of efforts. I've worked with you on this, and we went through
Huh.
that whole process where we figured out what the problem was,
The
right?
root was, yeah.
Right, right. So we will get to that, at a point later in this video. But
Hmm.
right now, if let's say that I'm 140 kgs today and I want to get to
Hmm.
70, what is it
Hmm.
that Ritika did that I can do, I can replicate, and I can get the results? So, do you have a
Okay.
strategy, or do you have like some tips, or do you have like these to do things? What would you share with us?
I'll just tell you the things I did, and I'm 100% sure they work for everyone. Okay. First of all, you can't control your appetite. If your appetite is that you can eat like 10 rotis or something, you have to eat that much. But okay, keep the quantity in mind and replace the food. So wheat roti at that point, 10 rotis, it does no good to you. Plus you're sedentary, so might as well eat मूंग चीला. एक तो यही बोर होके छोड़ दोगे कि टेस्टी नहीं है, चल छोड़, नहीं खाना है. You know,
That's
that's
so
one.
true.
You know, you can really come up with very smart ideas to trick yourself. And during the beginning of your journey, your body is very stupid. It listens, it succumbs like to whatever things you do to it. It gives up. I can't hear you, but yeah, it
True.
gives up. Yeah. And it just blindly follows whatever you're doing. Later your body becomes so smart. You're like, acha, mere saath hoshiari. It'll do that, and then it'll stop reacting
The
to your
plateau.
the plateau, exactly. So
That's
it
where I
stops
am.
reacting.
Ask me about it.
You have to very smartly keep introducing very small changes, and you have to know that this was the thing that was working for me, and this is what now my body came to know that this is working. So
Right.
now it's become rigid against that. So always have that thing on your radar that this is the change I made. This is gonna probably, this is what is not working for me. Change that damn thing. Okay. Number one,
Okay.
change your choices. Number two, your sedentary lifestyle. If so what I do is I don't sit only all day. I try not to sit. Laying is poisonous. So if you're at home and there's no work, and you just think of chal sofa pe lambe ho jate, that is trouble. You're inviting trouble. Do not lay
Yeah.
unnecessarily.
I lay most times of the day. I'm chilling. I mean, people chill. Okay, I'm chilling.
Huh.
I am sleeping.
Huh.
I'm laying on my bed all day long.
You should not. Laying is like putting your body at 100% ease. No muscles are used. You're not doing anything. Only probably your brain is active, that too like 10%, because ultimately you go off to sleep if you're laying.
Right.
So laying is one thing you should
Is
not
a sin. Is a crime.
do. Yeah, is a sin. It's a crime. It is. And try to sit if
Okay.
you can't control your your desire to lay.
Okay.
So sit with a very nice backrest,
Okay.
and sit in a proper posture, like with your, like, don't hunch your back, keep your back nicely arched, look high, chin up,
I feel so
all those
attacked right now, and I'm sure everybody who's watching also feels that way. Please like the video if you are sitting hunched like that, and Ritika's just corrected you, so we will know how many of us in the team. So yes.
Okay, so this, your posture, you make sure you look very graceful. And the last thing it's very important. I won't be able to explain the importance of it in a very professional way, but it has really worked for me. You need to have a very good, disciplined, and a very hygienic life, in the sense that your personal hygiene, which is your body, your the way you look, the way you smell, the way you talk, and all those things. Your surrounding hygiene, your work desk, no dhool mitti, all those things. Your social hygiene, the kind of people around you, and the hygiene in your food. So if you're if you're eating stale food, or if you're eating out too much where you don't even know whether the ingredients are fresh or not, even if they are fresh and you don't know it, there's still a dilemma, right?
Right.
So
Right.
unless and until you're sure about something, you can't take the next step. So if you're not sure that your food is hygienic, there's always a slight doubt. Even that slight doubt is enough for you to, kind of start distrusting yourself. What the fuck have I eaten? Sorry for using this language, but what have I eaten? If you You get it, right? You know what I'm trying
Right.
to say.
Right.
So wherever there's the slightest doubt, just cut it. Just forget it. I don't want it only. Sorry. So these
Wow.
three things really work.
Okay. Wow. That's amazing. And then, Ritika, then how do you deal with the plateau? By introducing those small changes, is what you said?
Yeah. Very important small changes. And okay, so the easiest way to identify what's really working for you is something which you've been doing for a long time, since the beginning, since your day one of the journey. You've been doing something, and that started working for you. You identified that thing started working for you, and you held on to it. You're like, ye kaam karta hai, I'm going to do this, you know. And when you're in plateau, wohi cheez kaam karna band ho jati hai.
True.
Get it?
Yes, I
है ना?
do. I do.
So when you realize, or when you start growing bored of that one thing that you've been doing consistently, but you're very good at it now, huh? Because you've
Right.
been doing it for
Yeah.
a very
Now
long
it
time.
becomes your comfort zone.
Now it becomes your husband, and you have to divorce him, right? It's
Right.
very difficult to part with something you're good at, and at the same time, it is very important to go to the next level,
Right.
to move on.
Right.
So you have to find out all those things in your journey, in your routine, which you've been doing consistently, and you have to make very small changes. So for instance, you've been walking, okay? You've been walking regularly 45 minutes. You walk regularly 45 minutes. Introduce just one small change. Start tracking your steps. Okay. So once you track your steps, you can set yourself a target that now I do 6,000 steps a day. So every day I have to grow a little bit more, maybe 10%, 6,600 next, 7,800 next, that way. You
Right.
get it, right?
Right.
So you have to become a little more serious about it.
Okay.
You're still working, you're still shelling out the same amount of time, the same amount of energy. Only one little thing you have to do is put on the tracker, and you have to track your progress.
Increase the
So once you start
intensity.
tracking, yeah, don't increase the intensity, track your progress. And once you start tracking, you will find out that these steps I do with adequate effort. If I put in just one little bit of effort, little extra effort, things can be very different. So plateau is all about making those very small changes.
Okay.
You're eating food, with your diet. Suppose you're eating sabzi roti and salad, okay? So reduce one roti and add a portion of some nice protein, like a dal or a nice Nutella burji or a tofu burji or something. So you're not, so you get what we're
I do.
doing. Like
I do.
we're not,
Yes.
we're not, we're not torturing
Cutting
you.
out, yes. But
Yeah,
you are making better choices.
yeah, you're
And
making
you're
better
very
choices, and
cleverly choosing and, moving your body from where it is to where it has to be.
yeah, and
Wow.
the body still thinks I'm getting the same nutrition.
Wow.
But what you've done, only you and your mind know what you've
Yeah.
done.
Nobody else knows. Right. Wow.
Exactly. So your body, as I told you, stops getting tricked after a point
Right.
in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ritika, one more question that comes out evidently in all the questions that I've received is that there's this saying, motivation will get you started and discipline will keep you going. But
Right.
the thing that we struggle with is like the legit question that I'm asked every time, is that how do you continuously keep motivating yourself? Because there are these days where you just want to give up. There are days you don't want to get up and don't want to go for a walk. So how do you push
Hmm.
yourself out of the bed every morning and do what's needed? How do you motivate yourself every day?
So everyday motivation is not required for a person like me who has been doing it for a very long time. But yes, there are times when I want to, not work out, and and I give myself that break. I don't force myself to do anything. But in the beginning, when I just started, I never really felt that I require motivation. First of all, and during the start, I had a trainer. Okay, and I used to do cardio also. I used to do a lot of cardiovascular exercises also. So after my workout, I used to feel so good. I can't even tell you what it felt like. It was this different, it was kind of euphoric. Like I used to feel this sudden rush of strength.
A different
Okay.
high.
Like, yeah, it's very inexplainable. You will know if you do it. I used to feel so strong. I used to feel confident, and I used to want to get better at it every day. So as I started getting better, I started realizing that people are actually looking at me, at a person who's never got attention her entire life except from her parents. You know, I'm this is the honest truth of my life. I've never got importance. I've never got attention. And I've had a very boring kind of a childhood. No sports, can't move, can't do anything, begging to everyone, like lift use karne de do, this, that. It's not a
I
funny story to
understand.
tell.
Yeah, yeah.
So so when I started, when all these, okay, so imagine that, and imagine this: when you're working out, people are looking at you, people are smiling samne se, they want to
Yeah.
talk to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
even I
know.
have,
Like your stories are so famous. Varshal messages me that he works out because you work out.
see, so that's the thing, like your movement is so graceful that people have to look at it, and they won't want to let you know that they're looking at it,
Right.
and that used to happen to me that time, not now,
Sorry,
because
Varshal, your
now I
secret
don't
is
even
out.
care.
I told Ritika that you look at
Okay, so yeah, but see, I know that happens. Okay, even if you wouldn't have named him, I know that happens, and I
Right.
know it's gonna happen for you also, for everyone also.
Wow.
So when when I tell you do it, I know what's gonna happen. That's exactly why I'm telling you to do it. When I tell someone that you work out and you put your video, dude, people are gonna look at it, people are gonna get inspired, and you're gonna start feeling so responsible that
True.
oh, responsibility is second. First you'll start feeling high. First you'll be like, I'm doing a good job,
Yeah.
collar tight ho jati hai, you
Right.
know
Right.
so so all these are, so I'm giving you very basic things that happen to us, but broadly they are all classified under just one thing, that is confidence. You
Wow.
become more confident, right?
Right. In
does
yourself.
do you,
Right.
yeah, you become confident. You if your body works, you start relating things. My body is fully functional. Now my brain is fully functional because I'm growing every day, I'm making changes
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
I'm increasing the capability of my body, so
Right.
obviously it requires some brain use, right?
Right. Right.
So that way, so
Right.
that keeps you motivated, the high after the workout.
Right. And coming back to the point of how I quit eating ice cream, is that every day I would, need an ice cream. And I realized that I'm happy, let's eat an ice cream. I'm sad, oh, let's eat an ice cream because there's nothing that a tub of ice cream cannot solve. So I would drown my sorrows in that tub of ice cream. I would celebrate my joys with that tub of ice cream again. And in this journey of eating ice creams every day, I've reached where I am, right? And now if you ask me to give up ice cream, which is the love of my life, how am I supposed to deal with that, right? And that's where
No.
Ritika came in, right? And she was the one who pointed it out to me. So Ritika, why don't you share what the story is?
So I think it's very simple. Your ice cream was related to you very emotionally.
Right.
So I just told you to kind of break up with it. Eat whenever you like, and don't don't find an occasion, don't find reasons to go and eat an ice cream. That, oh, I'm happy, so I'm gonna eat an ice cream. Then it'll become your comfort food. No, if you need any kind of consolation, you will go to ice cream. So don't be dependent that way on anyone, anything, or any food.
Right. And I
Just
remember you telling me this, that the minute you crave an ice cream, Filoni, just hold yourself for 5 minutes. And I think that was the magic bullet that worked for me. That 5 minute रुक जाओ, अगर आपको 5 मिनट के बाद भी लगे तो you eat, but you just have to win that 5 minute ka time period. If you win in those 5 minutes, you are done. And that's what I started doing. I'm craving an ice cream. Fine, I'm craving it. I don't deny myself. I'm like, हाँ तुमको ice cream चाहिए, तुमको मिलेगा. 5 minute रुक जाओ. And then after 5 minutes, I'm so much better. I don't need it. Like I may want it, but I don't need it as badly as I want it. So I have control on my craving. So I think that 5 minute bullet really worked well for me with you.
You know, I didn't tell you this with any intention, and trust me, it's no secret. Okay, that this was just in a flow of a conversation that I told you that you know, just 5 minutes, hang on, just hold on. Okay, I never told you, I never gave this to you as a tip. So it's not so fresh in the back of my mind, you know, that I don't care only. You wait for 4 minutes also, it's going to work. But just hold on. Just don't go for it as soon as you think of it. Don't be impulsive about it.
Yeah. So, okay, Ritika, then now finally, as we reach the end of our episode, I would like to know how you are helping people to lose weight. Like you're helping me right now. So, what is this Live Light and Rise initiative of yours?
The idea is to make sure that people exercise on a daily basis. The idea is to spread awareness about the importance of exercising.
Right.
So, you know, people who work a lot, who, you know, have very hectic work hours and, you know, who don't have time, they don't realize that it's just a question of an hour that their body needs. They are making money, they are earning for their family, they're earning for a fancy lifestyle, but they're not doing anything for their body. And their body is their only permanent home.
Right.
So I have very strong emotions towards a well and a happy, healthy life, because I've had none of these through most of my childhood. So like, of course I was happy and all at home, but you know, socially I've always been a rejection. So you know, I have this is, and I don't get bothered by it, but it's there and it's shaped up my thinking right now.
Right.
So yeah, so I really feel for those kind of people who keep themselves, you know, all locked up at home, who don't go out because, you know, they don't have nice clothes to wear, or even if they have, they feel too lazy to go and change also, you know. So I've been through all that, and it's not a good feeling, because once you overcome this laziness, this lifestyle, the world is so beautiful, and I want them to know that, and I want everyone to explore that. You know, not only being obese, anyone who is stressed also does not know what lies beyond. You know, people succumb, people fail, people give up, but I don't even know how to say it. It makes me so emotional, you know, that it's something so simple, yet we don't understand the importance of it and how to go about it. So the reason why I have chosen counseling, or forget counseling, I'm not certified. I'll just talk to you. That's all we want, right? Someone who talks to you, who understands you, who does not judge you, and who also helps you, right? So I'm just going to talk to people. I'm just going to try to find out what their problem is, and I'm going to work with them on that problem. So like for you, emotional eating was a problem. With me, quantity was a problem.
Right.
There are different kinds of problems with everyone. Some people are just not motivated to work out. So, you know, I will do anything it takes. So if you want, I'll sit with you like this on video call, and I'll make sure you work out in front of me for 1 hour.
Right.
You know, if that's what it takes.
Right.
But know what it feels like, and then take a call, whether you want to do it later or not.
Wow.
So that's the whole thing. And obviously I'm going to ask them to monitor themselves also when it comes to their inches and everything, and the stamina building and all. I'm not going to write down any plans, and I'm not going to you know, impose any restrictions on people. I'll just tell them, live the way you want, eat what you want, work out however you like, but just be disciplined, and
it's a very consultative and collaborative way of working.
Wow. Just talk to me, just keep telling me what you're doing.
Wow, that is so amazing. So thank you so much, Ritika, for sharing all of these secrets with us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag your Instagram handle in the description below, and I'm also going to share the uh, detailed answers that you shared with me for every specific
Okay.
question. So whoever sent in their questions, I shared them with Ritika, and she's actually sent the answers. So the link to that will be in the description. Just feel free to download it from there. And yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Ritika, for doing this. It was so good.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for making me talk like this for the first time. I don't know whether I've done a good job or not,
No,
but
you have, you have, you have.
I've really tried to, you know, relate this thing with my emotions.
Right.
And I can't even tell you how serious I am about this, like, you know, what
Yeah,
it means to me.
right.
So I just hope I convey the right message across, and I hope it, you know, you get a lot of appreciation for giving them
No, I mean,
this kind of.
everybody's so excited already, and I'm sure this will really help a lot of people to understand that, weight loss is not just a physical journey, it's a mental journey that they need to get
Right,
on. So, and I think you've done a
right.
good job, in opening up that horizon for them. So, thank you, Ritika.
Let's welcome. Thank you. Bye.